Hello, my name is Jeff Turner. I live in Bexley, Ohio, and I'm a visual artist. I was born in Nelsonville, Ohio, grew up in Wilmington, Ohio, moved to Columbus in 1972 while I was still in high school between my sophomore and junior year. So I'm a product of the Columbus City School System. I graduated from Walnut Ridge High School in 1974. I was an art room kid. I spent most of my life in the art room, both back in Wilmington and in Columbus. Well, I did start doing art before high school. I used to draw cartoons, out of the newspaper and then out of comic books. And that's where I got really interested in, Mad Magazine. And I didn't meet, at least personally, only met him through his work. But Robert Crumb was a real big influence on me. I don't know if you know his work at all with the Mr. Natural stuff back in the 60s. And so, yes, I did do it. And my father used to draw cartoons, so I sort of must have picked it up from him. And my father was military, so I was kind of directed to join the military. So I went in the Air Force for 4 years. And that is where I did 2 years of community college while I was in the Air Force. And had a great art teacher there, too, Ann Fields. I remember her to this day. So after getting out of the military, that's when I came back and declared BFA as art as my major, as a transfer student. When I was there, the main thrust of Ohio State's education was abstract expressionism, at least at Hopkins Hall. That's kind of what their focus was. And that just really wasn't me. It was okay, and they sort of taught me these concepts and techniques and stuff, but it wasn't really me. So I kind of latched on to Sidney Chaffetz. You may have heard that name because I think he's a legend from Ohio State. He did some work that was very influential. I loved his etchings and liked watching him produce what he did. But I did like to watch him evolve because his later work was more political, which is kind of where I'm at now. So as I'm sort of at the age that he was then, I'm kind of going down a similar mental awareness of politics and what's going on in the world. And coming out of Hopkins Hall and even graduate school, I was attracted to the Surrealists. I found them to be, they talked to me more than, abstract expressionism or other stuff that was popular at the time. The whole Dada stuff. I love learning about all this stuff. I took all the art history courses I could get, so I got a pretty broad understanding of how we've evolved artistically to where we are. But anyway, back to the Surrealists. I found them not only surrealist, philosophically, psychologically, ideologically, they just talked to me. So I pursued that for a long time. And that took me into psychology, philosophy, anthropology, sociology. It just sort of opened a lot of doors into different ideas and thoughts. But right now, as you can see, I've changed. I've responding to the world as it is right now, and more so than doing any self-analysis. At this point, I pretty much have a good clue as to who I am. Now it's how do I fit in this world? And what can I say about that? And that's really what I'm doing now, is commenting on what I see going on in the world today, especially in the United States. But the United States is not alone. We're a global community. And what happens here, I think, is happening all over the place. This whole polarization of thought, the introduction to the internet, which I was fortunate enough to actually watch grow, being involved in that as a career. I have a wall that I have, I think, 15 paintings hanging on. Some of them have been hanging there for, and then I rotate them. It's kind of a rotating work space. But so I'm never really done with anything. And even my drawings, I'm not really done. But the political cartoons are more like I'll work out an idea, and I worked them out on the computer. You were talking to me, mentioned about working on process. I do a lot of the conceptual stuff on the computer. And then once I get kind of like arranging the pieces, I'll then do a sketch of that computer image and turn that into a drawing. So I'm not really creating on the paper like I used to. Used to be I just sit down and draw. and then whatever happened. Well, now I sort of start with something and then start drawing, and then sort of let whatever happen at that point. But to me, the art process is a meditative process. It's a way to focus the mind on a particular image with thought, idea, and sort of keeping you there. So I see it more, not so much as a product as a process. So I love the process.